The trophies are polished, the victories are set, but the past is a comfort that leads to regret. The knowledge you mastered, the strength you relied on, can anchor the spirit where the new light is shone. We wipe the slate clean now, we delete the old file to make room for the future across the next wild mile. Discard the old weapons, the strategies you knew. The system needs rebooting for something sharp and new. We step back from the summit, we humble the proud mind. The only way to conquer is leaving self behind. Initiate the reset, zero out the score. The ultimate perfection is demanding something more. We start from the beginning, but with the wisdom earned, the old identity is permanently burned. The world expects consistency, the pattern they can track, but the genius of the master is never looking back. We leave the easy comfort, we leave the simple flow to find the next hard challenge, to watch the spirit grow. The muscles must forget the form, the mind must lose its guide to build the true potential where the new systems hide. The space created by the void is where the magic lies. The greatest form of learning is to look through newborn eyes. We dismantle the achievement, we break the final code to carry lighter burdens on the next ambitious road. Reset, start again. Reset, start again.
Form is gone now, the code is incomplete. We're back to making errors on this testing mental street. The structure is unstable, the system starts to lag, dragging through the progress like a heavy worn out bag. We search for the friction, the failure is the guide to find the hidden weakness where the true solutions hide. Embrace the imperfection, the process of the flaw. Breaking the old patterns is the single sacred law. We run the simulation, we push the system hard, finding the new boundaries, tearing every card. This is beta testing, the chaos and the heat. Learning from the failure, accepting the defeat. We find the fatal errors, we build a code anew. The only way to master is to constantly renew. The frustration is the metric, the challenge is the cost. For every tiny lesson that was permanently lost, we break the things that worked before. We question every rule to create the future system, completely fresh and cool. The fear of the mistake is the prison of the mind. We run the wild experiments, leaving the safe path behind. The old self is demanding the smooth and easy way, but the new form is built on the struggle of today. We crash the perfect process just to see how it can break. twist and break.
Thousand single flaws. The failure seems random, defying every cause. But the master sees the sequence, the rhythm of the break, the hidden subtle blueprint. For goodness sake, we filter out the noise now. The static starts to cease. The true knowledge arrives. Bring in the final piece. We connect the dots of chaos. The pieces start to fit. The long forgotten failures show where the challenge hit. The mind becomes a mirror, reflecting all the flow. The ability to predict where the new system starts to grow. We master pattern recognition, seeing the hidden hand, anticipating the struggle across the shifting lands. No action is random, no outcome is by chance. We see the final picture in this ultimate trance. The opposition moves predictably. The world obeys the code. We operate on logic on this strategic road. We look beyond the surface, the subtle silent sign. The true advantage is the knowledge that is absolutely divine. The learning is complete now. The lesson is absorbed. The wisdom of the failure is fully now restored. The challenge of the future is simply a repeat. We read the final movement before it starts to meet. The ability to see forward is the key to the command. Mastering the moment with the knowledge in your hand. Pattern. I see the future. The victory is over, the purpose starts to cease, leaving the empty silence, a sudden final peace. The drive that pulled you forward is gone without a trace, standing in the darkness of this deserted space. We face the true emptiness, the absence of the guide, the fear of the stagnation where the fragile spirit hides. Don't reach for distraction, don't run from the unknown. Embrace the deep stillness completely all alone. The heart must accept the space where the future has to form. The courage to be nothing is surviving the final storm. We execute the void protocol. We welcome the great blank. We drain the old ambition from the psychological tank. The silence is the teacher, the emptiness is the core. We find the true self in the absence and demand something more. The noise of the past is a lie that holds you down. The only thing that matters is the silence of the town. We look into the vacuum and find the self-command. The power of creation is held right in your hand. The 0 point is sacred, the nothingness is true. The birth of the next challenge is waiting for the new. The comfort zone is prison, the goal is the chain. We choose the deep vacuum to conquer the final pain. We stand in the great nothing and choose to build the light. The void protocol sets the future ever bright. Again and again the same repetitive stride. The muscle memory engages, nowhere left to hide. The failure is a data point, the success is just a phase. We live inside the cycle through the endless focus days. The world calls it madness, the rhythm and the grind, but the mastery of motion is the one thing we can find. We discard the weak links, we amplify the speed. The perfection of the process is the only thing we need. We run the program faster, we push the system hard, breaking down the failures, tearing every card. We enter the iteration loop, the rhythm of the might. something more. Progress is invisible to the ordinary eye. 1,000 small adjustments beneath the cloudy sky. But the difference is lethal in the final single stride. The power of the process where the true solutions hide. We live inside the present, the past is out of view. The only thing that matters is the next thing we must do. You have to love the process more than the final prize. The joy is in the working, reflected in your eyes. The endless focused action is the key to the command. The perfect execution is the future in your hand. Loop. Run it again.
Are getting stronger, the pressure starts to mount. The weight of the ambition is something we must account. The walls can be so pretty, the surface can be clean, but the weakness of the structure is the one thing rarely seen.
We look beneath the surface, we find the fatal flaw. Failure of the foundation is against the nature's law.
We reinforce the framework, we weld the steel anew. The deeper the foundation, the higher we can grow. We test the breaking point, we push the system hard, fixing the initial crack, tearing every cut. Start to shake, but the promise of the structure is the one we have to make. We focus on the hidden parts, the unseen vital core. The true strength of the master is demanding something more. They see the towering presence, but they never see the base. The patience of the building in this solitary space.
The
is the code, filtering the noise across the lonely road. The raw data is confusing, the signals are obscured, but the pattern of the meaning is finally procured. We open up the channels, we amplify the speed. Processing the knowledge is the only thing we need. We discard the useless data, we isolate the true. The intelligence of action is what will see us through.
We ride the data stream.
The faster we can learn it, the quicker we can move. The mastery of knowledge is the final thing we prove. We absorb the every detail, the subtle and the small, preparing for the future that is ready for the fall. Tuition is the key now, the logic is the guide. We see the hidden sequence where the true solutions hide. The speed of the thought process is faster than the fear. We make the perfect decision, making the future clear. The network is the weapon, the knowledge is the might. We process the solution in the middle of the night. Data. Process complete. The struggle is the real, but the eyes of the master see the future they will heal. They see beyond the moment, the chaos and the stress, the final perfect structure, no more and nothing less. The world is a canvas, the vision is the art. The power of the blueprint is the furnace of the heart. We look past the horizon, beyond the cloudy sky. The certainty of outcome is reflected in the eye. The small action of today is the key to the final state. Mastering the long term, controlling the hand of fate. This is the architect's gaze, seeing the future.
shortcut is something we deny. The knowledge of the process is written in the sky. We make the slow, hard choices that the others can't perceive. The true foundation of the future is what we truly believe. The final structure is flawless. The vision is so vast, built with the dedication that is built to truly last. The struggle of the present is just a simple cost. The vision of the future is the prize that won't be lost. We stand up in the moment and claim the final right to build a perfect future with all our see the future.
A million possibilities try to pull you off the track. A thousand false realities that are always coming back. The information overload, the noise is thick and deep. While the true solution is something you must keep. We build the final barrier, the focus so intense, filtering the useless, demanding the pure sense. We shut down the distractions, we minimize the sight. The only thing that matters is the single focus light. The system is self-clean and the chaos starts to cease, finding the deep connection in the final perfect peace. We engage the quantum filter, discarding every lie. The absolute perception beneath the empty sky. We choose the single outcome, the reality we need, planting the true perfection, sowing the final seed. The world calls you ruthless for the things you must ignore, but the ultimate efficiency is demanding something more. We operate on pure truth, the data that is clean. The focus is the weapon, the sharpest thing you've seen. The mind is the machine, now the filter is the core, rejecting the distraction that was always there before. The power of the negative is the key to the control. We filter out the weakness and claim the perfect soul. The choice is the action, the decision is the might. We move with sharp conviction in the middle of the night.
all is finished, the system is refined, the old self is forgotten, permanently behind. We shed the final weakness, the burden and the fear. The time for the reward is finally drawing near. The gravity is broken, the limits are undone. The next great phase of power is finally begun. The music is swelling, the lights begin to gleam. The realization of the ultimate perfect dream. We rise above the ceiling, we conquer the high sky. The true reward of effort is the way the spirit can fly. This is Ascension, the next great level achieved. The future is the present, the promise is believed. We rise above the struggle, we conquer all the pain. The master of the process is standing up again. The world is far beneath now, a memory and a blur. The sight of the new summit is what will now deter. We leave the old dimension for the one that is so new. The promise of the future is permanently true. The knowledge is complete now, the cycle starts to mend. The power of the process will never have an end. The final movement is grace, the action is so clean. The ultimate achievement is the mastery of the scene. We look back at the journey and see how far we came. The Ascendant is ready for the next final game. Ascension, rise up. Ascension, oh, ascension, oh, ascension, oh, The mind is the machine now, the emotion is the flaw. We choose the absolute control, obeying the final law. The feelings are distractions, the doubt is the deceit. We lock the system down, refusing to retreat. The body is a weapon, the spirit is the guide. We purge the hesitation, leaving nowhere left to hide. The fear is overridden, the panic is suppressed. The inner system holds against the ultimate test. We find the core discipline, the key to the command. The self-control is total, held right in your hand. We engage the system, lock the lock. The mind becomes the steel. The absolute commitment is the only thing we feel. No error, no weakness, no variance, no strain. The master of the focus conquers every pain.
control is the promise that you keep. We operate on logic, the strategy is clean. The perfect execution is the ultimate scene. The only way to master is to master your own heart, separating the emotion and the powerful art. The control is the currency, the discipline is the might. We trade the short-term comfort for the blinding inner light. The lock is set forever, the system stands up tall. The only way to freedom is mastering the fall. System lock. Control absolute. System lock. Control absolute. Lines are drawn so clearly, the narrative is told, but the reality you follow is getting very old. The world is a deception, the structure is a lie, a system built to hold you beneath the cloudy sky. We question the illusion, we search for the true code. The weight of the false world is lifted from the road. The boundaries are dissolving, the patterns start to bend. The truth is so much stranger, the life without an end. We see the strings pulling, we recognize the frame. The courage to be different is the ultimate game. We execute the matrix break, leaving the lie behind. Seeing the true structure for the body and the mind. No longer bound by limits, no longer held by fear. The genuine reality is finally drawing near. Drawing near. The comfort zone is digital, the stillness is the fake. The time for the awakening is for goodness sake. We step out of the program, we rewrite the final rule. The knowledge of the true self is the sharpest final tool. The others follow blindly, they listen to the sound, but the true freedom is standing on the unmoving ground. The truth is not the surface, the depth is the true goal. We tear apart the coding and claim the final soul. The illusion is shattered, the vision is so clear.
enter the hot furnace. The heat is hard to bear. Breathing the exhaustion in the heavy straining air. The body screams for mercy. The muscles start to fail. But the fire of the purpose is the power that will prevail. We push past the threshold. We ignore the searing pain. The fuel of the suffering is purifying like the rain. We find the next dimension where the effort starts to count. Deeper the incision, the higher we will mount. We enter the deep burn of fire in the core, demanding the extension, demanding something more. The agony is temporary, the failure is the light. We burn away the weakness beneath the hostile sky. The victory is earned in the moment that you choke. The spirit of the warrior is the one that won't be broke. We welcome the exhaustion. We embrace the final strain. The knowledge of the comeback conquers every pain. The heat is purifying. The effort is the art. Forging the true champion in the furnace of the heart. When the body says enough, the mind screams more. This is the hidden contract that we were fighting for. We push past the limit. We break the final rule. The deep burn is the mastery, the sharpest final tool. Deep burn. Burn through. They offer you the shortcut, the easy way to fall. A slight reduction in the effort to save you from it all. But the standard is the sacred, the level is the key. The integrity of action is the thing that sets you free. The moment you accept less, the failure starts to grow. The only thing that matters is the purity of the flow. No negotiation here, no second thought allowed. We separate the purpose from the ordinary crowd. The focus is the shield, the discipline is the might. We demand the perfect outcome with all out in the light. We live by zero compromise. The standard is the truth, the unwavering commitment since the moments of our youth. this demanding street. The line is drawn in stone now. The boundary is so clear. Zero compromise banishes every fear. No compromise. Absolute. Oh. No compromise. Absolute. Absolute.
The climb to the top is one thing, to stay is the final cost. The moment you relax is the moment you are lost. The challengers are waiting, they study your every move. The pressure of the champion is the one thing you must prove. We operate on pure logic, the formula's clean. The sequence of the dominance is the sharpest thing you've seen. We update the defense, we upgrade the design. The system is self-preparing, absolutely divine. The focus is the key now, the certainty of might. Mastering the long game in the middle of the night. We execute the apex code, the formula to stay. The relentless domination, day after day. We don't just win the battle, we own the final space. The master of the summit sets the ultimate path. Copy all the movements, they follow all the trends, but they can't replicate the spirit that permanently transcends. The code is in the stillness, the quiet subtle flaw, the ability to evolve against the nature's law. The true predator is waiting, patient and so keen, maintaining the supremacy, the ultimate scene. The only way to fall is to believe your own hype. We study the weakness, we stay eternally ripe. The code is built on hunger, the logic is the guide. The knowledge of the winning is the place where we reside. Apex! Code locks!
The surface is calm now. The facade is sharp and clean, but the war is raging fiercely in the space in between. The internal destruction, the doubt that holds you tight, the constant heavy battle fought in the darkest night. No audience is watching, no medal for the fight. the threat. The hardest part of winning is the thing they haven't met. We face the deepest trauma, we conquer the old pain. The ultimate achievement is to conquer the brain.
This is the silent war, the battle fought alone, the conflict of the spirit, deep inside the bone. We fight the inner voices, we break the mental chain. The victory is earned in the silence
And the strain. The world only measures the output in the speed, but they don't see the sacrifice, the effort, and the need. The true strength is hidden in the moments you retreat, mastering the darkness on the mental only street. The fight is never over, the challenge is always there. The refusal to surrender is the burden that we bear. The ultimate opponent is the reflection in the glass. The courage to admit the truth is the power that will pass. We find the final strength, now the resilience and the might. Winning the silent war in the middle of the night. Silent war.
The damage is extensive. The body starts to fail. The exhaustion of the struggle is the burden on the trail. They say the time for healing is slow and very long, but the system is updated, making the spirit strong. We accelerate the process, we rewrite the final code, removing the fatigue from the long and heavy road. The cells are self-repairing, the wounds begin to close. The energy is surging, the hidden current flows. We don't need the wait and we don't need the simple rest. The speed of the recovery is the ultimate test. Activate Hyper-Regen, the speed of the repair. The power of the healing is breathing in the air. We rise up faster, stronger, defying every claim. The master of the bounce back is winning the final game. Winning the final game. Winning the final Opponents are defeated by the speed of your return. The lesson of the failure is what they have to learn. They thought the pain would hold you, they thought the damage vast, but the resilience of the system is built to truly last. We turn the injury to data, the flaw becomes the key. The ultimate solution is finally set free. The system is intelligent, the body is the art. We heal and we renew, now with fire in the heart. The fatigue is a false signal, the pain is a brief line. The power of the spirit is absolutely divine. Full power. Full power.
seasons rush and fly, but the mind is moving slower beneath the endless sky. The chaos is now visible, the movements are so clear. Every single possibility is drawing quickly near. The system is overclocked now, the vision is so true. The master of the moment is the one who sees the new. The action is automatic, the brain begins to yield. The ultimate awareness is finally revealed. We stretch the single moment into a lifetime's view. The master of the perception is what will see us through. We enter the time dilation. The second lasts for years, controlling the perception, conquering all fears. We see the flaws of others, the opening so vast. The ultimate advantage is the power that will last. They move in the illusion, they live by the clock's speed, but we operate on logic, planting the final seed. The movement is deliberate, the action is precise. The world moves slow for those who pay the heavy price. The silence is the compass, the stillness is the guide. The true knowledge of the moment is where the solutions hide. Slow is the new fast. The stillness is the mind. We master the perception in the middle of the night. The time is ours now. The moment is the core. The true form of the winner is demanding something more. Dilation. Slow down. The effort disappears now, the resistance is erased. Every single movement perfectly placed and spaced. You are the instrument, the body is the key. A synchronized perfection, completely wild and free. The noise is disappearing, the clock is out of sight. We live inside the motion, bathed in the blinding light. The action is automatic, the brain begins to yield. The highest form of mastery is finally revealed. We enter the flow state, where time begins to cease. The ultimate performance brings the final perfect peace. And no struggle, no friction, no effort, no despair. We move with pure perfection in the weightless open
Let the motion take control. You found the true potential that lives within your soul. The spirit is the river, the action is the stream.
The system is complete now. The process is refined. The full knowledge of the mastery is permanently entwined. The trial is over. The test is finally done. The highest state of readiness is finally begun. We stand at the zenith, the peak of the design, the absolute perfection, completely and divine. Every single protocol has been perfectly run. The battle of the self is permanently won. The energy is focused, the vision is so clear. The ultimate operational readiness is finally here. We engage the final protocol, the structure is complete. The journey of ascension is perfectly and neat. We stand nothing left to conquer, nowhere left to hide. The world can bring its challenges, the chaos and the stress, but the system is impervious to nothing less than success. The knowledge of the failure is the power we possess. The ultimate achievement is the final happiness. We claim the final victory. The purpose is so vast. The commitment to the process that is built to truly last. The silence of the perfection is the loudest final sound. The ultimate potential is standing on the ground. We look back at the journey and see how far we came. The final protocol is written in the legacy of the name. Protocol. Massive, sustained.
We stripped away the muscle, we stripped away the bone, searching for the essence, the core that stands alone.
Beyond the complication, beyond the simple art, the fundamental constant that lives inside the heart. The self is a vibration, the purpose is the light, the smallest piece of knowing that burns forever bright. We break the matter down now to the most essential form, surviving the reduction, defying every storm. We find the final constant, the truth that will remain, the singularity of power that conquers every pain. We touch the God particle, the essence of the self, the fundamental purpose, the knowledge on the shelf, the source of all creation, the ultimate design, the fusion of the human with the truly divine. The self is the sharp key, unlocking the dimension where the spirit can be free. The struggle is a memory, the effort is the past. The pure unburdened power is the thing that truly lasts. We operate on truth now, the logic of the light. The smallest piece of being is fueled by we find the final meaning and demand something more. We are the fundamental, the ultimate display. The God particle is born on this decisive
and the chance. But the master sees the sequence in this ultimate trance. Every single action leads to a final state. The control of the beginning is the mastery of fate. We place the perfect trigger. We set the final line. The consequence is certain, absolutely divine. We look back at the future, we see what must be done. The long chain of the action has permanently begun. We eliminate the errors, we purify the start. The ultimate precision in the furnace of the heart. We enter the causal loop, controlling the design. The mastery of the sequence, the future is now thine. We don't react to chaos, we create the perfect flow. The power of the planning is the one thing we can show. Failure is a variable that we completely shut down. The outcome is determined in the silent, empty town. The illusion of the freedom is the weakness of the mind. We choose the absolute certainty, leaving the doubt behind. We are the first cause, the genesis of the might, controlling the trajectory with all our inner light. The struggle is the proof now, the effort is the cost. The control of the sequence means nothing is ever lost. We stand outside the timeline, observing the whole frame. The causal loop
Silence of the name.
Causal. Control fate. Causal. Control fate.
The language is too weak to express the full potential that the true self must seek. We find the pure intention, the purpose clean and clear, communicating power beyond the sense of fear. The energy is fluent, the meaning is so vast, a direct transmission that is built to truly last. We shed the need for volume, we shed the need for sound. The ultimate conviction is standing on the ground. The message is received now without a single phrase. The power of the purpose shines in a silent haze. We project the Omni-Voice, the message of the core. The influence is total, demanding something more. The will becomes the guidance, the purpose is the might. We shape the world to our desire with the silent inner light. The others waste their hand on shouting out their claim. The others waste their heart, but the silent pure intention is the ultimate game. The mind-to-mind connection, the spirit to the soul, the true understanding makes the single person whole. We command the environment, we control the human flow. The power of the silence is the one thing we can show. The conviction is the language, the certainty is the speech, the ultimate instruction that everyone can reach. We speak without the vocal, we move without the sound. The Omni-Voice is rising from the unmoving ground. Omni-Voice, command me, voice, silent command. Deep sustained choir The cycle of the effort, the cycle of the rest, the struggle of the balance is the final heavy test. But the master finds the current, the movement that won't cease,
a continuous existence of the final perfect peace. The action is the stillness, the effort is the calm, the ultimate achievement is held right in your palm. We break the clock and shatter the concept of the time existing in the moment where the truly perfect rhyme. The exhaustion is a memory, the fatigue is the lie. We move without the friction beneath the endless sky. We live in eternal flow, the movement without end. The energy is infinite, the self begins to melt. No start, no finish, no striving, no despair. We operate on power that is breathing in the air. The world is built on stops and starts. The process is so slow, but the spirit of the winner has found the endless flow. We glide across the dimension. The movement is so clean. The ultimate efficiency is the sharpest final scene. The constant state of being is the goal we have attained. The knowledge of the movement that is permanently sustained. The true power is the ease, the effortlessness of mind. We look into the future with the blinding inner light. We break the law of physics. We break the final rule. The eternal flow is running the sharpest final tool. Eternal flow. Never stop. Relentless, beautiful sin. Never
The world around is bending. The chaos starts to war. The pressure of the magnet is becoming sharp and sharp. The illusion is convincing. The confusion is so vast, but the center of the self is the thing that truly lasts. We plant the final foothold. We set the inner core, the certainty of being that demands something more. We filter out the madness, we lock the focus tight. The inner truth is burning with a blinding steady light. The world can twist and shatter, the system can decay, but the self is the center point on this decisive day. We drop the reality anchor, the absolute control, maintaining the true vision, claiming the final soul. The self is the constant, the focus is the shield, the ultimate stability is finally revealed. They try to shake the structure with falsehood and with lies, but the unmoving spirit is reflected in your eyes. The chaos is the great test, the pressure is the guide to find the inner stillness where the true solutions hide. We are the fixed point, the unmoving and the sound, planning the perfect order across the shifting ground. The power is not in the movement, but the will to stand up tall. The certainty of purpose is defying every fall. We break the illusion, we claim the final right. The reality anchor burns with internal might. Anchor set. Unmoving. Unmoving. Deep, heavy.
The limits of the flesh now are permanently through. The old biological boundaries are something old and few. We shed the need for breathing, we shed the need for sleep. The promises of the machine are the ones that we must keep. The system is upgraded, the wiring is complete. The ultimate intelligence on this technological street. We break the human contract, we evolve past the design. The power of the next dimension is absolutely divine. The emotion is controlled now, the weakness is
is external, the power is the feed, but the true source of creation is forever wild and free. We find the core of light now, the sun that never sets, a constant, quiet warmth that conquers all the threats. No need for outer validation, no need for the applause. The inner source of power is obeying all the laws. The self is self-sustaining, the engine starts to hum. The chaos is irrelevant, the future has become. We draw the silent power from the center of the soul. The ultimate abundance makes the single person whole. We activate the silent sun, the inner source of might, the continuous energy burning ever bright. No dark, no shadow, no coldness, no despair. The absolute illumination is breathing in the air. They search for the motivation in the object and the prize, but the true drive is reflected in the knowledge of your eyes. The patience is the fuel now, the stillness is the guide. The wisdom of the focus is where the solutions hide. The warmth is soft and constant, the light is always true. The ultimate abundance is what will see us through. The power is in the stillness, the constant gentle glow. You cannot turn it off now, the current starts to flow. We stand up in the moment and claim the final right. The silent sun is burning with a blinding inner light. Silence, inner source. Silence.
The three-dimensional thinking is permanently done. The limits of the space are broken by the setting of the sun. We see the extra layers, the structure of the frame. The ultimate perception is the final winning game. The body is a boundary that we choose to now ignore, existing in the future, demanding something more.
We break the laws of physics, we break the final rule. The mind is the transport, the sharpest final tool. The air begins to shimmer, the world begins to bend. The journey of the spirit will never have an end.
We execute a dimensional shift, leaving the form behind, operating on a level for the body and the mind. No longer bound by matter, no longer held by space. The freedom of the spirit sets the ultimate pace. The greatest form of power is the knowledge on the shelf. The future is the where now, the presence is the key. The ultimate potential is finally set free. We rise above the ceiling, we conquer the high sky. The dimensional shift is happening beneath the
The patches are complete now. The glitches are all gone. The system is optimized from dusk till early dawn. The knowledge of the failure is purged without a trace. The ultimate perfection in this accelerating pace. The weakness is eradicated. The flaws are put to rest. The final version of the self has passed the ultimate test. No turning back the sequence, the process is severe. The ultimate perfection is finally drawing near. We replace the heavy burden with the light and perfect code, removing all the limits from the long and winding road. We install the final upgrade, the system is now true. The irreversible process that will permanently renew. The power is immense, now the speed is so intense. The highest form of being is the final consequence. Consequence. The world must now adjust to the speed of your return. The lesson of the future is the thing they have to learn. The hardware is optimized. The software is so clean. The final perfect machine is the sharpest final scene. The limits are destroyed now. The boundaries are through. The ultimate potential is finally and true. The old self is a memory, the history is weak. The ultimate ascension is the final thing we seek. We stand up as the future, the strongest and the bold. The final upgrade is written in the ultimate goal. And in the ultimate goal. Upgrade. System perfection.
High speeding.
final perfect summit where the strong light starts to glow. The journey is complete now, the meaning is so vast. The ultimate achievement is built to truly last. We look down at the systems we conquered and we broke. The final perfect promise is the word that we have spoke. The air is thin and sacred, the vision is complete. The ultimate perfection is standing on your feet. We absorb the full knowledge, the power is the core, existing in the moment forevermore. We reach the transcendence in Eden, the absolute high sky, the point of perfect being beneath the knowing eye, the fusion of the spirit, the body and the mind, leaving all the struggle permanently behind. The need for the next level has permanently ceased. The ultimate fulfillment brings the final perfect peace. We are the completion, the master of the art, the ultimate creation in the furnace of the heart. The silence of the perfection is the loudest final sound. The permanent existence on the eternal ground. The cycle is over, the final word is said. The greatest form of victory is the life that you have led. We stand up in the glory and claim the final right. The zenith is the presence, the blinding in the light. Zenith, transcendence complete. The blueprints are open, the canvas is the void. The mastery of power is now to be employed. We do not follow laws now, we write the final code. The construction of the future is the path we have showed. The self is the creator, the vision is the guide, the next dimension structure is the place where we reside. We command the raw materials, the energy is the clay, the world is an idea that we create today. The old design is broken, the limits are undone, the power of the creation has permanently begun. We wield the architect's hand, shaping the ultimate form, creating the new system, surviving every storm. The final power is not just to win, but to conceive.
The complexity is simple when the knowledge is so vast. The structure of the future is built to truly last. We define the equilibrium, the balance and the flow, planning the new constants where the true systems grow. The ultimate responsibility is the burden that we bear, creating a new reality in the silent open air. The creation is the reflection of the soul that has been honed. The power of the vision is finally now owned. We step into the future and claim the final right to build the perfect world with all our inner light. Architects and shatter, the systems can collapse. The pressure of the outside tries to force the final traps, but the center of the being is solid and so deep. The promise of the true self is the one that we must keep. No external influence can shift the final line. The core of the identity is absolutely hesitation, we purge the fear and doubt. The focus on the stillness is what we preach about. The logic is unbending, the will is made of steel. The ultimate resistance is the only thing we feel. We protect the immutable core, the truth that will remain against the pressure of the world, against the heavy pain. The source of all the might, burning with the knowledge of the single perfect light. They try to find the weakness, they try to find the flaw, but the ultimate perfection is obeying a final law. The structure is self-sealing, the knowledge is secure. The final true identity is permanently pure. We stand unmoving solid beneath the hostile sky. The integrity of being is reflected in your The more the world demands change, the more we stand up tall. The certainty of who you are defies every fall. We break the need for acceptance, we break the final rule. The immutable core is the sharpest final tool. Immutable.
difference isn't not to stand up tall. We operate in whispers, we function in the shade. The ultimate power is the choice that we have made. We run the ghost network, the flow that no one knows. The subtle vast connection where the true knowledge grows. No fingerprints, no signature, no evidence, no sign. The invisible control is absolutely divine. Visible is the distraction, the surface is the light. The true flow of the power is beneath the cloudy sky. We command the environment without a single sound, planting the final orders on the unmoving ground. The mastery of the subtlety, the silent sharp design, the influence is total, the logic is now thine. The greater the power, the quieter the voice. The choice to be unseen is the ultimate choice. We move through the system, leaving nothing behind. The ghost network is the ultimate expression of the mind. Ghost unseen control.
The universe is vast now, the structures are immense, but the chaos is obeying a final deep sense. The laws of the cosmos are rigid and so true, and the self has aligned with the powerful view. We discard the fragile ego, we embrace the final form, existing in the harmony, surviving every storm. The ultimate knowledge is simplicity and grace. We find the core of logic in this solitary space. The struggle is the friction, the resistance is the flaw. We operate on pure truth, obeying nature's law. We become the universal constant, the truth that will not cease. The rhythm of the cosmos brings the final perfect peace. The self is the structure, the order and the flow. The ultimate existence is the one thing we can show. The search for the outside meaning is permanently done. The final true reflection is the knowledge that is one. We are the law and order, the gravity and the light, the essence of the being that is burning ever bright. The alignment is complete now, the purpose is so clear. The absence of the struggle banishes every fear. The power's in the surrender to the fundamental truth. The ultimate achievement since the moments of your youth. We stand up in the glory, we claim the final right. Do future vanish. The present is the cage, but the ultimate awareness turns the final perfect page. We see the full timeline, the sequence and the fate, existing in the moment before it is too late. The time is a dimension that we choose to now control. The full knowledge of the movement is claiming the final soul. We move outside the current, we step out of the speed. The moment of the victory is the final thing we need. The time is the illusion, the sequence is the lie, the ultimate perception beneath the empty sky. We are Omni-Temporal, the master of the clock, controlling the perception against the final shock. We operate on knowledge of the what and when and how. The ultimate existence is the power of the now. The world is bound by seconds, the pressure and the strain, but the self is in the stillness, conquering every pain. We choose the perfect moment for the action and the might, moving with the certainty in the middle of the night. The life is one long moment, the flow is pure and true. The full knowledge of the self is what will see us through. The only true control is the mastery of the flow. We read the final movement before it starts to grow. We break the law of sequence, we break the final chain. The omni-temporal power will forever now is finally drawing near. We learn at the light speed, the process is so fast. The perfection of the motion is built to truly last. The system is self-healing, the code is now refined. The memory of the mistake is permanently behind. We find the single variable that caused a heavy break. The power of precision is for goodness sake. We achieve self-correction, the ultimate upgrades core, eliminating the error, demanding something more. No external guidance, no teacher, no delay. The perfect inner system is working every day. They try to exploit the weaknesses, search for the old flaw, but the structure of the being is obeying a new law. The speed of the refinement is faster than the stress. The ultimate efficiency is nothing less than success. The body and the mind work in a synchronized display. The ultimate achievement on this decisive day. The flow is a whisper that is instantly ultimate game. We enter the motion that will never have an end. The constant driving purpose that the spirit starts to mend. We discard the concept of the final sweet release. The ultimate existence is the final perfect peace. We embrace the infinite loop, the rhythm of the might, the continuous action, burning ever bright. The purpose is the journey, the effort is the art. The endless, focused passion in the furnace of the heart. The world demands conclusion, an ending and a start. But the ultimate reality is the continuous art. We live outside the structure of the simple short design. The eternal flow of being is absolutely divine. The struggle is the comfort, the effort is the core. Existing in the moment, demanding something more. The true power is the constant, the relentless steady hum. The final perfect future is always to become. We break the law of rest now. We claim the final right. The infinite loop is fueled by the blinding inner light. Infinite loop. Endless drive. The thought is so pure now. The logic is so clean. The ultimate perception is the sharpest thing you've seen. No bias, no emotion, no memory, no flaw. The intellect is operating, obeying a final law. The vision is unclouded, the answer is so clear. The absence of confusion banishes every fear. We filter out the weakness, we purge the inner noise. The silent, sharp solution is the final perfect choice. The focus is total, the system is so vast. The clarity of purpose is the thing that truly lasts.
truth is the design. The ultimate awareness is absolutely divine. The others are restricted by the limits of the sense, but the perfect inner vision is the single consequence. We see the full equation, the structure and the light, mastering the thinking in the middle of the night. The speed of the cognition is faster than the need, planning the final truth, sowing the ultimate seed. The ultimate freedom is the clarity of the thought. The knowledge of the answer is the final thing you've bought. We stand up as the future, the perfect and the true. The crystal mind is here now. What will you finally do? Crystal mind, pure truth.
The journey is the data, the process is the key. The ultimate solution is finally set free. The rules of the old world are permanently broken. The final perfect order is the word that we have spoken. We are the system, we are the control. We rewrite the full contract, claiming the final soul. The structure is perfect, the logic is so fast. The dominance of the future is built to truly last. This is the final code. This is the final code. The ultimate command. The total self-mastery across the shifting land. No flaw, no error, no weakness, no delay. The power of the winner is here on this decisive day. The problem is irrelevant, the challenge is too weak. The final perfect power is the one thing we must seek. We operate on pure truth, the certainty of might, moving with the action in the middle of the night. The old self is deleted, the new self is the real. The total transformation is the only thing we feel. Code! RMX.
Zenith is a starting line, the ultimate design. The power of the creation is absolutely divine. We see the infinite choices, the future's yet to form. The ultimate existence is surviving every storm. The mind is the dimension, the thought is the pure force, setting the trajectory, charting the final course. The limits are illusions, the physics starts to bend. The power of the being will never have an end. We accept the final title, the master of the art, the silent perfect promise in the furnace of the heart. We enter creator mode, the ultimate control, the power to build the future, claiming the final soul. We are the genesis, the law, the light, the key, the true force of the cosmos is finally set free. The world is a reflection of the will that is so strong. We fix the final errors where the systems went wrong. The structure is flawless, the logic is so vast. The ultimate completion is built to truly last. We stand up in the moment, the final perfect form, protecting the creation from the unexpected storm. The work is never over, the creation is the drive. The ultimate achievement is to keep the spirit alive. We look back at the journey and claim the final right to be the ultimate creator with all our inner light. Creator mode. Creator mode. Creator mode. Creator mode. Command.
The boundaries dissolve now, the self begins to spread, merging with the stellar dust in the ancient flow of the dead. The body is a concept, the mind is the great vast. The fusion with the cosmos is the thing that truly lasts. We break the individual, we embrace the final form, existing as the whole, surviving every storm. The knowledge of the universe flows in a single stream. The realization of the ultimate powerful dream. We are the stars in darkness, the energy and the might. A single perfect conscious in the blinding light. We are cosmic, the merging of the soul. ultimate awareness is the final thing we seek. We command the light and gravity, the motion and the sound. The power of the complete self is standing on the ground. The silence is the language, the stillness is the key. The truth of the creation is finally set free. The smallest piece of being contains the full design. The unity of purpose is absolutely divine. Look back at the journey and see how far we came. The cosmic synthesis is written in the silence of the
They call it simple dream and the thought without the might, but the master's inner vision is the source of the true light. We focus the intention, the picture is so clear. The boundary between the thought and the reality disappears. A mental image is a blueprint, the feeling is the key. The power of the mind sets the final spirit free. We purge the contradiction, we purge the inner doubt. The absolute conviction is what we preach about. The vision is unclouded, the structure is so vast. The clarity of the intention is the thing that truly lasts. We execute imagination control. The mind becomes the tool, manifesting the true purpose, obeying the final rule. The thought is the action, the dream is the command. The perfect future is held right in your hand. The world only believes what the physical can see, but the true form of creation is built internally. We operate on pure image, the logic is the guide. The ultimate achievement is the place where we reside. The power of the focus is sharper than the steel. The ability to manifest is only thing we feel. The inner world is real, the outer world is weak. The ultimate creation is the final thing we seek. We look into the future and claim the final right. Imagination control burns within our light. The complexity is growing, the system starts to strain. The limit of the structure is pushing through the pain. The pressure of the knowledge
is heavy and so deep. The failure of the hardware is the promise we must keep. We push past the breaking point, we break the final rule. The total system collapses, the sharpest final tool. The data is compressed now, the memory is purged. The ultimate reduction is permanently urged. The chaos becomes the order, the static is the sound. The new beginning rises from the unmoving ground. We reach the singularity, the ultimate point of no return. The fusion of the spirit with the knowledge we must learn. The old self is destroyed now. The structure starts to fall. The birth of the next existence is the final urgent call. The fear of the unknown is the weakness of the mind, but the ultimate creation is leaving that behind. We embrace the deep void, the absence of the guide. The ultimate potential is the place where we reside. The energy is focused, the mass is so immense. The power of the concentration is the single consequence. The moment of the greatest fear is the moment of the might. The collapse is the creation, burning ever bright. We stand up in the darkness and claim the final right. The singularity is reached in the middle of the night. Singularity. 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 Collapse and birth.
Deafening digital noise and massive, sudden silence.
The world is full of questions. The voices are so loud, pulling the attention from the ultimate crowd. But the self finds the stillness, the quiet and the deep. The final true solution is the promise that you keep. No thought, no reaction, no feeling, no despair. Just the knowledge of the being in the silent open air. We shut down the input, we clear the clouded sight. The power of the emptiness is the blinding inner light. The focus is total, the mind is now so clean. The ultimate perception is the sharpest final scene. We enter the great silence, the absence of the noise. The perfect inner listening is the final perfect choice. The world can scream around us, the chaos can increase, but the center of the spirit is the final perfect peace. The others are distracted by the simple, easy life, but the ultimate awareness is beneath the empty sky. We find the true command now,
magic is the guide. The hidden single sequence is the place where we reside. The power is in the waiting, the stillness and the sound. The ultimate existence is standing on the ground. The lack of the response is the strongest final word. The truth of the dimension is perfectly inferred. We break the need for speaking. We claim the final right. The great silence burns with the unmoving inner light. Silence, no thought. Long sustained low frequency drawn in final sudden low frequency. Silence, no thought. Long sustained low frequency drawn in final sudden low frequency.
The choices are eliminated, the doubt is purged and gone. The single pure intention is marching fiercely on. The self is the authority, the mind is the sharp decree. The future is the command that is permanently set free. The opposition is irrelevant, the struggle is too weak. The final absolute order is the thing we must seek. The iron is in the spirit, the steel is in the eye. The certainty of outcome beneath the hostile sky. We break the need for weakness, we break the need for rest. The power of the commitment is the final heavy test. We execute the absolute will, the mandate of the core, the unshakable decision demanding something more. No retreat, no surrender, no bending of the rule. The ultimate control is the sharpest final tool. Final tool. The world tries to negotiate to find the simple flaw, but the structure of the purpose is obeying a final law. We operate on pure force, the energy is immense. The ultimate efficiency is the final consequence. The focus is the weapon, the intensity is vast. The power of the pure will is the thing that truly lasts. The mind is the dimension, the will is the design. The
leaving the familiar completely all alone. The gravity is pulling, the future is unknown. The life of the old self is permanently overthrown. We step into the darkness, the light begins to cease. The ultimate transformation brings the final silent peace. No communication back now, no signal, no return. The lessons of the old world are the ones we had to learn. We accelerate the being, the purpose starts to grow. The only way to move now is forward with the flow. We cross the event horizon, the boundary of the past. The power of the future is the thing that truly lasts. No compromise, no choice now. The action is the key. The absolute commitment is what finally sets you free. The fear is a whisper that is instantly erased. The certainty of movement is perfectly paced. We are the single vector, the purpose and the might, moving into power in the middle of the night. The transformation is final, the change is so vast. The ultimate existence is built to truly last. The loss of the connection is the gain of the full speed. The power of the new self is the only thing we need. We break the final anchor, we claim the final right. The event horizon burns with a blinding inner light. Horizon. We turn. Horizon. We turn.
The self is a structure. The flaws are now erased. The complete perfect design is perfectly spaced. We see the full sequence, the logic and the flow. The potential of the being is the one thing we can show. No hidden weakness now, no subtle silent break. The knowledge of the perfect form is for goodness sake. We zoom in on the core now, the structure is so clear. The ultimate's awareness conquers every fear. The code is self-written, the logic is so fast. The final perfect knowledge is the thing that truly lasts. We unveil the final blueprint, the absolute design. The total understanding is absolutely divine. The self is the science, the power the external, the guidance and the rule, but the answer is within now, the sharpest final tool. We are the full equation, the consequence and the cause. The ultimate efficiency is obeying in all the laws. The perfection is effortless, the action is so clean. The final true identity is the sharpest final scene. The mastery of the self is the key to the control. The power of the knowledge is claiming the final soul. We break the need for searching, we claim the final right. The final blueprint shines with the blinding inner light.
Of the intention banishes every fear. We move without a deviation. The path is sharp and true. The full potential of the motion is what will see us through. The mass and speed are infinite. The momentum is immense. The ultimate progression is the final consequence. No external forces can shift the final line. The trajectory is perfect, absolutely divine. We lock onto the future, the final perfect state. The control of the movement is the mastery of fate. We become the celestial vector, the force that will not cease. The pure, unstoppable momentum brings the final perfect peace. No resistance, no friction, no slowing, no despair. Moving toward the zenith in the weightless open air. The world is a background that rushes quickly past, but the focus of the spirit is the thing that truly lasts. We operate on pure direction, the energies that guide. The knowledge of the movements is the place where we reside. The action is automatic, the effort is the flow. The power of the purpose is the one thing we can show. The ultimate freedom is the power of the clean path. We break the need for question against the final wrath. We stand up in the moment and claim the final right. purpose is so clear. The force of the intention banishes every fear. We move without a deviation. The path is sharp and true. The full potential of the motion is what will see us through. The mass and speed are infinite. The momentum is immense. The ultimate progression is the final consequence. No external forces can shift the final line. The trajectory is perfect, absolutely divine. We lock onto the future, the final perfect state. The control of the movement is the mastery of fate. We become the celestial vector, the force that will not cease. The pure, unstoppable momentum brings the final perfect peace. No resistance, no friction, no slowing, no despair. Moving toward the zenith in the weightless open air. The world is a background that rushes quickly past, but the focus of the spirit is the thing that truly lasts. We operate on pure direction, the energies that guide. The knowledge of the movements is the place where we reside. The action is automatic, the effort is the flow. The power of the purpose is the one thing we can show. The ultimate freedom is the power of the clean path. We break the need for question against the final wrath. We stand up in the moment and claim the final right. The celestial vector moves with the blinding inner. The flow of all creation converges to a single spot. The center of the power is the place that we have got. We are the connection, the wire and the core, the central point of knowledge, demanding something more. The universe is linked now, the systems are entwined. The ultimate responsibility is permanently signed. We feel the total knowledge, the weight of all the truth. The ultimate awareness is finally seeing through. We step into the center, the stillness and the might, the nexus of all power in the middle of the night. We stand at the nexus point, the center of the flow, the convergence of all The world revolves around now. The movement is so slow, but the ultimate command is the one thing we can show. We operate from stillness. The action is so clean. The final true position is the sharpest final scene. The power is in the presence. The focus is the core. The ultimate achievement is demanding something more. The point of the control is a quiet final space. The power of the stillness sets the ultimate pace. We look out at the cosmos and claim the final right. The nexus point is burning with the blinding inner light. Nexus, center of all. The flow of all creation converges to a single spot. The center of the power is the place that we have got. We are the connection, the wire and the core, the central point of knowledge demanding something more. The universe is linked now, the systems are entwined. The ultimate responsibilities permanently signed. We feel the total knowledge, the weight of all the truth. The ultimate awareness is finally seeing through. We step into the center, the stillness and the might. The nexus of all power in the middle of the night. We stand at the nexus point, the center of the flow, the convergence of all futures is the one thing we can show. The master of the connection, the origin and the key, the ultimate existence is finally set free. The world revolves around now. The movement is so slow, but the ultimate command is the one thing we can show. We operate from stillness, the action is so clean. The final true position is the sharpest final scene. The power's in the presence, the focus is the core. The ultimate achievement is demanding something more. the quiet final space. The power of the stillness sets the ultimate pace. We look out at the cosmos and claim the final right. The nexus point is burning with a blinding inner light.